Hi crypto kings and queens, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie. In today's episode I will show you what I see on Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'm going to do a little recap on what I was going through on yesterday's live stream. But right now on Bitcoin, I do expect that we can consolidate in between the Fibonacci levels. We can potentially come up to the trend line, support trend line also. So what I can expect is that we see a lot of fake outs either to the upside or to the downside, because after a movement that we did have, usually what happens is that the market is going sideways. I will also show you exactly what I see on Ethereum, why, and the little recap that I'm having on the coins. Remember, I am no financial advisor. You need to look up everything yourself first, but please continue looking at this video and show you exactly what I see on the coins today. We are looking at Bitcoin on the 12-hourly chart. What we can expect, or what I can expect, is that we can see some consolidation right now between the Fibonacci levels that we're having in between 42,500 and 44,700. We can potentially see the market coming up to the support trend line retest, but after we've been having a little movement to the upside, usually what happens is that the market is consolidating in between. I do expect that we can see some fake outs to either direction until we're actually deciding if we are continuing back down or if we're actually continuing to the upside. It's almost the weekend, so as we all know, during the weekends the market is not doing anything special, so I do expect the market to just consolidate, see some fake outs, and this is what I see on Bitcoin right now. Yesterday's live stream, if we're looking at Ethereum, I'm beginning on the 1-hourly chart at the moment, and that is why I'm having this previous target at 3,180 around that level. So yesterday when we did have the live stream, I was speaking about that if we see the market breaking this level retest, that could be the continuation, or if we saw the market coming back down, that could be continuation to the downside. We did break the level and now we're bouncing back to the upside. So the next target that I can see potentially market coming to on Ethereum is this previous lower high that we're having around 3,380. I'm speaking about this before. So if we're coming to that level, we just might bounce back down to this previous level that I did have continuation to the upside. Everything depends on how the candlestick is obviously moving against these levels, because as a trader, the only thing that you know is that the market either breaking to the downside or to the upside. So our job is to see what direction we're coming to. But I would definitely look at these levels and see how market is behaving around them. If we see the break of this level, the thing that I mostly will look at is how the next candlesticks, 2 or 3 candlestick, is behaving after the breakout candle, because those are the candlesticks that will determine if we're continuing back down or we actually see the bounce to the upside. So I would just wait for the market to either come back down, looking at the lower time frames, if we are coming back down to this previous level that we did have around 3,180, and see if we will hold it as a support or if we're actually breaking that level too. So everything depends on how the market is behaving around these two levels at the moment. What happens next, I do not know. That is why we're looking at these targets where we're very close and see how market is behaving around them until we're taking the decision if we are breaking to the downside and selling the market, or if we see the market breaking to the upside and buying the market. If we're just doing a little recap on what we did yesterday on yesterday's live stream, we're looking at quant, and if we're going to the lower time frames, what we were speaking about is that we are inside of this Fibonacci level between 156 and 145, and that is the Fibonacci level where we do expect the market to create a lower high, potentially continue back down, and we are also having the support trend line right here that we are about to break. But if we're closing inside of this trend line, again you can see retest, then market breaking to the upside. And if we are breaking 158, same thing here, if you see clear break and retest, that is definitely the market that continues to the upside. But if we're coming to that level and see the market not holding it as a support and we see the market breaking inside, we see resistance, that is definitely the market to continue back down. So these levels are super important to see how market is, or how the candlestick is behaving around these levels. We're looking at Gala, we're having the same thing right here. We are inside the Fibonacci levels where I do expect the market to continue back down from, but if we are not holding this as a lower high, we see momentum to the upside, that's a whole different thing. But we can use this previous high that we're having around 0.37,300 or 400. We can also see that we're having the support trend line, but if we are seeing the market now coming up to this previous resistance, that is also the 61.8%, we see or we see the break, retest, continuation, definitely. But if we are seeing that the market comes up and you see the market coming back down and have it as a resistance, and remember that we are inside the Fibonacci level, so market is usually just bouncing in between the 50 and 61% when you're taking a Fibonacci on the higher time frames, because the distance between the 50 and 61% will be larger. That is why we usually see consolidation in between these levels and fake outs. So a lot of people think the market will continue back up, but we're actually coming back down and retesting the Fibonacci levels. Then you see the market break into the downside. Even if we did break this trend line, as you guys can see, this could just be a fake out to the upside and then market bounce back down. But everything depends on how the market is behaving around these Fibonacci levels. It's perfectly when we are inside these levels, because we know that we are now we can see a huge movement to the downside if we see the market actually giving us the signs that it's going down. But if we're not seeing that, we are definitely looking at buy opportunities, but we have to break certain levels for us to, or for me to take a decision if I would go in or not. So we're looking at near, and we came up to the higher time frames Fibonacci levels. As you guys can see, we did respect the 50%. Going to the lower time frames, what happened was that we did break this counter trend line that we're having. So this is the pullback, and we came back down. We broke the support trend line. I did take another Fibonacci from the highest point to the lowest point, and we could see the market came up to that level and then bounced back down. So we are seeing some momentum to the upside, but if we are seeing that the market will hold 12.900, 13.200, or potentially come up to 13.5600, that is, we can still see a huge potential that the market actually will break to the downside. But same thing here, if we are seeing the market continuing up, we can still use this previous high that we do have around the Fibonacci levels at 13, and if we see break retest, that is, I mean, everything always comes back to how the candlestick is behaving around these levels, you know, and we're jumping in between different time frames. Right now, you can see that we do have 1, 2, 3 wicks to the downside. So this could just potentially be a higher low that's created continuation to the upside. That is why market goes up, market goes down. Yes, I know, but it's how the candlestick, I will never stop saying this, is how the candlestick is behaving around these levels, and that's when we're taking the decision. Are we breaking a trend line? Are we breaking a support? Are we respecting a resistance, etc.? You know, you get the idea where I'm trying to come to. But this is the targets that I'm looking at, and just by going through what we did on yesterday's live streams, this is just a quick recap on what's actually happened. Don't forget that you can receive a bonus up to $4,100 right now on BYBIT through Bitcoinsensus. You're having the link in the description down below this video. BYBIT is super good if you want to hold your positions for a longer time with low fees or zero fees, and you are also helping Bitcoinsensus by doing that. You can also receive a bonus on PRIMEXBT, and you can receive a bonus up to $7,000, but this is a platform for day traders, so you will have bigger fees depending on how long you're holding your positions. But on BYBIT, you can receive a bonus up to $4,100, and on PRIMEXBT up to $7,000. Thank you so much, guys, for looking at this video. I hope you did enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you always know when I'm having my live streams or when I'm having these daily updates about cryptocurrencies. I hope you will have a good day. It's super nice weather in Sweden, so I'm actually gonna go out, take some fresh air, and have that sun on my face, because we don't have that much sun in Sweden. So, you know, that is why I'm super happy today. Have a good day. We see each other in later today's live stream. Mwah, from Sweden.